Today we'll see how to create function module, okay, and then reusing our executable program. Function module same as like a C function module or any other language function module. It's almost same, but here function module like having more features than any other language. Okay, and this function module can be used among the programs. Like once you have created, you can use in any number of programs anywhere with passing parameters, and even it has like optional parameters, and also you can have exception handling. Okay, and the function modules we always like we have a separate transaction code for defining the function module. This is called function builder. This is a transaction code. SE37 is the transaction code for creating a function. Okay, and the functions belongs to a group. These are called function groups. Okay, all relevant functions, whatever you are defining, you usually keep into a one group. All related functions, and those functions can have some shared data also. See, now you assume I have a function group, ZGRP. Okay, inside this you have a function 1, I have a function 2, I have some other function, Z function 3. Okay, so these function groups can also have some shared data, some like shared include. You assume you have INC. Okay, so it means these function modules, the code inside the function modules, it has like a shared data of this include 1 and include 2. Okay, whatever the data you defined inside this includes, you locally without your include statement also you can access it from here.
But we have to somehow mention that this function belongs to this function group.
Yes, we have to mention into this group. So usually you assume like all the purchasing related function models you are creating. So all this you keep into one function group. All sales they'll keep into one function group. Okay. So something like related data which can be shared among the function models, they'll keep into one function group, and the shared data they will write inside this includes. Okay, and the functions can be called inside the functions. Inside the functions you can have form and forms. Exactly, you can have. Okay, and it will generate some kind of function modules and some other data. So when you create a function group by name, okay, SAP will generate a program like this, SAP-L followed by your function group. When you create a function group, SAP will generate a program, SAP-L followed by a function group name. Okay, this is called a function pool. Yes. Okay, and inside this all definitions like include 1 and include 2 you can see here.
That is the naming convention of SAP uses, SAP-L and followed by the group name.
Exactly, yes. And whenever you have this function, inside the function you will write some code, right? Inside the function, whatever the code you will write, that is again stored as a include. Okay, you assume this is related to Z function 1. And for this function module, it will store as a one more function, like one more include. Okay. These all includes you can see here inside this.
The G function one is created as an include program.
G, which one?
G function one.
G function 1, the whatever the source code you are writing inside this function module, it will be stored as a one include.
Internally it is stored. Okay.
Yes, and that include name you can find here. So by this, what happened is one program now, right? Now this includes can share data, right? Yeah, that is on logic. Okay.
Wait, they can share data when say what kind of data? Variables or each other's data?
You can have variables, you can have subroutine definitions, and you can also have calling other function model related data, external subroutine data. Mostly we'll write as a subroutines. So some piece of code if you wanted to reuse it between 1, 2, 3, same function model want to have same data means usually it's a subroutine. Okay. So I'm creating an ECC. You can create a function model. Okay. And before that, we must have a one function group. Function group you can create from here, or you can also create from SAP. From SAP transaction code, you can create all technical objects. Yeah, you can create a report, data element, domain, table, view, anything you can create from SAP. Okay. Starting from domain, data element, table, view, whatever, all objects you can create from SE80. Okay. Now I'll create. Yeah, it's the object navigator. All objects. Okay. So here I'm creating a function group ZGRP. Okay. I'm giving my function group. The person who is creating, he is responsible for this function side things. So usually the function models are not created by developers; it will be created by managers. So because when one particular implementation is started, then they'll create a function group.
Why you want to use the asset ID? They can do it in 2.7 if we complain or something.
Okay.
They'll come to know, right? That
Yeah, they'll come to know. Okay, we'll ask to Prem to create accounts for us in ECC, right? We can ask him, right?
Yeah, Pritika, you can ask for him, and Karan, you can ask.
Yeah, I think I already emailed that guy. He has not responded.
Yeah, he was busy with H1B, he has some queries on H1B, he was busy with that.
Okay, fine.
Okay, I'll also email you.
Okay.
When I call, I'll just.
Okay, I'm creating a function group. Okay, a responsible person is this guy. Save. So where you want to save? In the ABAP only I'm saying.
Karan, take some different names so that we can remember.
Different name for?
Group and these programs and all what we are writing examples.
Hmm?
Take some different names so that we will remember.
It's just GRP it is. It started with Z only.
But I'm saying, like, if you're taking an example of saying employees or something, say GENT group or something like that.
Okay. Okay. This is the function group which I'm going to use always. So not required. Okay, because usually if you see in a real-time system also there are not less more than 100 or 200 Z groups. So can easily recognize. So now SAP LZGRP, right? So now this is the thing. This is the function pool is created.
So what is the function pool you have created? Oh, sorry, I missed the step. You created a function group first, is it?
I have created a function group by ZGRP. So SAP at the time I have saved that one. It is SAP automatically generated this program.
Oh, okay.
Okay. One is called top include, one is called XX function models. Okay. And this naming convention also, if you see, it is started with L, followed by function group name, followed by some other name. Top. Top is contains like global data. This is the default name only. Okay. And next one, if you see L, function group, UXX. Okay. And this UXX stands for a number. If I create Z function 1, so by ZLZGRBU01 include will be created. See, if I go inside this, there is nothing, right? If I create a function module Z function 1, here inside this LZGRPU01 one include will be created here. Okay. It will be done automatically in backend. So now if I create a function model here from here, you are seeing if I'm creating some function model here. So one include is generated here inside this code. Okay. So now about function model, how function model works. In SC37, you will define the definition. Okay. And function model you will be calling inside your SC38 or any other programming, right? Program itself, it's the function model definition itself. So here, how we will define is your function model is like call function, okay, function model name. So definition will be like this. Definition part will be function followed by function name, okay, and function. Okay. Function definition will be like this. And I'll just write SC38 because function call. It will be like this. Call function model name. Just like a form and form perform. Okay. And here you can also you can pass parameters between these two, right? So here in a call I am saying pass these parameters, exporting. Okay. I have to give exporting here. Exporting for function definition X, Y, okay, importing Z. Questions?
Why are you writing X and Y in different lines?
Different? Yeah, I want right, but this definition is okay. Call function. I'm saying exporting X, Y, importing Z, right? So perf Y changing Z. equal to, the same. Okay, so I'm writing like this, right? And here parameters are not recognized by positions. Parameters are recognized by names. Okay, and here if I say in the function model, here what happened? Here from here I'm exporting x and y, right? So here in definition it should importing x and y, and then it will perform the calculation whatever z is equal to x plus y, then export the result. Got the difference? Here you are exporting x and y and expecting result in z. So your definition will catch x and y, it will calculate the result z, and then it will export. Okay? Kavita? Okay. And here we said parameters are recognized by names, not by positions. So for this x equivalent, you can assign other value. X is equal to A, Y is equal to B, and Z is equal to, you want to assign it as C. Okay, and this x, y, z are names from definition, and A, B, C are the values you are passing. And for x equivalent here you are passing A, for y equivalent here you are passing B, for z equivalent you are getting value in C. It means these are recognized by names. For x equivalent you are specifying A. If you give here B, and here if you give A, for x equivalent is B, y equivalent A now. It means these are, you can, because you have to specify to name, through name. For this parameter this is equivalent value, for this parameter this is equivalent value. Whereas in our subroutine you have to give first position whatever you give, it will go to x. Second position whatever you give, it will go to z, y. But it means you can give like this also. Instead of giving, you can give like this. First you give y, plus next you give x. So it is same. Okay. So here I'll create a function model, z function. Okay. Now I'll say create, and you have to assign it to a group. Just grp. And when you created a function model, it says this name is reserved, you can't use this name anymore. Yeah, this G function you can't use again. It means you can't create one more function model by this name. Yeah, because we have a habit of creating the same names in subroutines. Yeah, that is the reason. Because we'll be, when you're creating a subroutine, we'll be keeping the same names again and again, right? So it means it comes with the same functionality, but it is global, it means to say. Okay. And here you can see tabs like importing, exporting tabs, all these tabs. First one is your attributes. Who created, when created, what is the like package, and what is the function, like function group name, like function pool name, and its equivalent. I said UXX, right? 0, 0, 1. If I create one more function model, it will go to 0, 2. Okay. Now if you see inside this program, just go back and refresh and come back. right? This was not there earlier. Confused? No, this was not there, right? I'll create a second function model. Okay. Now you at least you remember there is only one. Okay. There is only U01, no U02 it. Right? Yeah. And I said this XX stand for a number 1, 2, 3, 4 up to 99. Okay. Now if I create a function model, second function model, just say my function model. Okay. I'll save it. I'm not using the function yet. So by this time, I just refresh this one. Refresh the screen. Okay? No, I'll just go back and come inside. That's it. Okay, I'll just go back. Here, right? So double click on this. XX stand for all numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. If you're creating function models, all V1 includes will be created here. In top, usually like data types we can create inside this. If you want to have a data types, yes, exactly, yes, yes. If you want to create one more include also, you can create. If you wanted to add one more include also, say you wanted to have the top is not sufficient for you, you want one more top, then you can say include. There GRP TIN2. I will create second one. There is a naming convention like you must give the GRP. Okay. So now it is not found. So you create it now. Double click on this, you can create it. It's not allowing from here, so you have to go to SC80 and have to create. You can create one more include and I can add include here. Include ZGRP include 2. My SC80 is not working. Why? It's slow. Okay. So I can create include by this name and I can write include here. Okay. You can create include, put SC38 and create include, you can write insert include here. Activated. So in this, come back to our function model. I'm just taking the first one. Okay. This is the function, right? Here it has attributes. These are like created, why they created, who modified kind of information. And function models are considered as a three types of function models like normal and remote enabled and update function models. Okay, so this you will understand RFC when you're studying RFC. These are updating. You will also understand these two later. So now in the function model you see these are importing parameters, exporting parameters. And you have some changing parameters also you can specify here. So it will import and export both. Changing it means importing and exporting. You can also pass internal tables through function model. You can pass by this table statement. And you can have exceptions from here. Exception for exception 1, exception 2, exception 3 like. Okay. And functions logic, whatever you'll be writing inside this between the function and end function. It means z is equal to x into y. You have to stay in between this. Okay. So now you are importing. You will take a simple function model. X is one variable. Otherwise, I'll take a and b variable. A type or like I can give I. Okay. If I click this button, it will go by optional parameter. Okay. This is by default. This is by pass by reference only. If you choose this button, this will be pass by value. Yeah, parameters pass by value. These are optional. If you choose this one, this parameter will become optional. Okay, I am giving b type integer. I can also give short description for this. You have maybe you are not observed one point here. I'll just show you. Here in the source code, there is only function and end function, right? You see anything here? No x, no y, right? So when you specify here a and your default parameters, those reference you can see there. If you say b type I, now if you see here, it is commented and it is only for your information, saying that these are the parameters you are importing. Okay, and now I also wanted to export my result. Type I. So here you wanted to export result into VIJAY. So here C is equal to A plus B. That's it. So in this example, this logic is small, but you can implement the code, like huge code here. Okay. Now I can activate this program, function model. So now my function model is ready now. I can also test my function model from here. If I execute it, I am passing A and B. A value is this much, B value is this much. If I press execute again, the C value will be this much. So my function model is working as I expected. Got it. So now in my program, L function model, here I wanted to use my function model. Yeah, I'm creating a new function model, new program. No, this is my normal program. This program no need to belongs to the same group. Executable program. Okay. And here I can write a code. I see I have variables like x type I. Okay. Some value. Y type I value you have some the value. And you have z type I. If you write here call function. Okay, z function, right? Z function exporting there a is equal to my x. In definition I have written a, right? For a, for b equivalent is y. Importing for c equivalent is my z. So write z. Okay. Call function model name, exporting for a equivalent value is x, y equivalent value is b equivalent value is from y, and c equivalent output we are expecting in z. So if you execute it, you will get data from here. Okay. So it is like this. Exporting, right? importing okay. So for this, if you are not like how you will remember A, B and C?
Yeah, that's what I was about to ask you.
Okay. In this case, you go here and here this is you might have observed this button pattern. This will generate the code. If you say your function module name, Z function, okay, see your call function, right? Say enter function module name and press enter. Okay, just press enter, it will create it. Right? Here you give X, you just give Y, and you want to import a parameter, you can say here is Z. That's it.
You had told the same thing for groups also, right? While and while and other stuff.
Yeah, for all statements we have pattern. Okay, you can use the pattern. Okay, it's like almost for all ABAP syntax you can use pattern. Otherwise, if you are using like ECC, like the help will come automatically, like pop up, will come back. It's more friendly. Got it? So now, I'm just coming out of this function model definition. If I'll go to my function pool, I told you like this function's definition, Z function's definition, what are the source code part? Okay, it is inside this. You again confused? See, if I say here the source code part,
Yes, it is waiting in there. I know. I
yes, the code part is inside this subroutine. If I double click on this, it will take me here. If you have written function definition for here, it will come here. But I have not mentioned, I have not written any code for Z function too. Okay. So if I am creating some variables here, okay, types or data I can say, and I'm creating one variable v underscore var type I'm creating some variables v underscore var. Okay, I just created one variable here. I'm just coming out of this. Inside my function module, here I'll give v underscore var is equal to some value. Okay. Plus I can give like c underscore var is equal to 30. I can give, or I can give for some other manipulation also. If I'm not using this for this arithmetic operation, I can say v underscore var. Something like I can use this value here. I mean, okay. So now this v underscore var I have defined inside some other include. That include belongs to same function group. So the data I have defined inside that include, top include, I can use it as my local data to this function model. So inside my program, if I call my function model, so it will be 30 plus 30, right? 30 plus 60. Okay. If you are still familiar, you can place a breakpoint here. Okay. You can place a breakpoint here and then execute your program. Your program like this. If you press a single step, it will go to here. Okay. The call function, it will take to definition. It's inside definition. See here, right? Inside function and end function. So here this block will execute the C underscore var variable, and here C is equal to 0 now, and it will calculate the value. Now it's 90. It will come back. Now these variables are not recognized. Here local variables are Z. Okay. So this is about questions. Yes, settings. What are settings here then? ABAP editor settings, release enter settings. No, so questions from function model. And if you are creating an optional parameter, okay, you want to create an optional parameter D type I want to make it as optional. Okay. Sorry. Exactly. It can be anywhere. And here I'll recall the definition. Pattern G function. So the default like optional one will come with commented, because it says it's a commented, like because it's optional. Okay. And if you wanted to raise an exception, this is also correct, right? Is this correct? D is optional, yeah. Okay. And now if you want to raise an exception, here if I want to raise some exception, you assume. Okay. I shall define here exception exe1. Okay. I can give some exception name exe1. Value less than 10. Okay. It will give you a error saying select value that what you are calculated, and here you can give condition. So whatever condition you can give. If C less than 100, you want to raise exe1. That's it. It will raise an exception now. Exactly. Yes. But it will go to an error. It will go to a runtime error showing this message. Here you can see exception also now. Right? When this is 1, it's 1. If you are giving X, Y, and here you are getting your result, you must like import. If you are commented this parameter importing keyword, and if you are giving C value, then it will not accept it. Okay. C.
D was optional, right? Why C? Why was that portion what you highlighted now was commented?
Is imported. You want to import the value or not, but you must export. Because importing is after the function performing, right? After completion of its execution. Because there are few other parameters, like here you are providing some values, so it will take these values and it will execute in some other system, like RFC function models. In that case, you are just giving the inputs. The outputs are presented in some other systems. Okay. So if I am raising this exception, exe1. If it is less than 100, now you are calling your function model. Now it's going. C is less than 100, yes. Now it will raise an exception. Exception, where is the exception message? It must go to dump. Still performing some inside programming. It's less than 100, right?
Yeah, it is less than 100, yeah.
Maybe the program don't want to give error or what. It must give exception then. Because
Exception, that's right.
If
If C less than 100,
I want to give exception, no. Because what is value stored in exception is exe1. So this should raise an exception here itself.
yes, the pointer came there, so it means
Yeah. It must give exception from here. Because even I have uncommented this one, right? If I commented also, it will not execute.
does it display a message somewhere saying error or something?
No, it's not displayed. One second, I'll give some real exception then.
Yeah, divide by 0 error.
That's favorite, right?
Yeah.
Okay. A plus B.
Then C is equal to C divided by 0.
I can give like that. You have to give space here. You should try it. Underscore VAR.
Dot if there is a here.
But I think it will by default only it will create exception. We know it will not execute our exception. I feel system exception only it will trigger. I'll see anyway. The exception will be same again like runtime error. This one. Divide by 0.
What can you do? Error analysis.
Yeah. You click on this button, overview. Okay, now you will get here error analysis. This is the part ABAP will observe. If you double click on this, you can see finally this error occurred. /div or mod in this operation is error occurred. If you just go a bit down, you can see in which part of code this process, like this error occurred. There you can find an arrow mark. Okay. In this point of code, this was error triggered. At the time of your executing this exception, what are the values here? So SRC was 0, is correct. Your internal table that whatever you are not using the internal table, but still slide typex is 1. The page number you're displaying is 0, column number is 0, and user command means when you click on some other button, this will understand later, okay? User command, when you on back, right? User commanding on exit, user commanding on cancel. So this button has some name, that name is here. So you are not clicking on any button. Your loop, do while index is 0, database counts are 0, lists, and your output, wherever you are displaying your output, no, that's called list, output list. Every list has some number and line number. This is your menu bar. This menu has some name. This short dump, edit, go to, system help, this combination menu has some name. That is this. Okay. Yes. That is PFP. Okay. And this is your title, your function model title. The message ID, message numbers if you are using, but you are not having any message numbers. The system fields. It will give you like a total description of error.
So
Mm.
your company, when you get some error, is it easy to find out what the problem is using all this information?
Yes, almost easy.
It makes your life easier.
Not very easier, but it's bit easy. Means at the time a dump occurred when this your IDOC kind of process, here you will see that IDOC numbers you have to find out your IDOC number inside this string. Okay, it means from all or two only, like means from we started from here or here or here, that is bit tough. So you have to give some trials. If it's like something like your material number is like because of material number is got like dumped, then you have to find out where the material number, which is the material number. Material number is started from here or from here or from here or here or from here. Yeah. So only it will take some 15-20 minutes or more than half an hour sometimes. Okay. If you found the material number based on material type and all that, then you can trace information about it. Okay. Kavita. And I'll give homework also that we'll discuss executable program. Okay. This also needs some homework from you. You have to read what is SAP memory and ABAP memory. Okay. Be thorough with concept of this. This part of your homework for today. And if I have an internal table like this, DEF, this is my column 5 like this. I have my internal table data. Okay. I want to reverse this data. Got it?
Meaning to say, in the database itself?
No, internal table. I mean my output will be like this K 9. Sorry. It must be like a K 9 to H. Got it? You got?
You have a display or what you have to reverse the data itself?
Yeah, reverse and display in output.
Store the data in the reverse order.
No, reverse and display it. If you just write a if you just write a logic of internal table, also that's enough. Because displaying is just like a write statement, right? Yes. Got my question? Okay. Next question is, I'll write my select query like this, select, right? Star blah 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 from my table name, database table name, right? Into blah 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 my query it is. And here this table name I don't know. I don't know the database table name. Okay. In my parameters, okay, T underscore tab name type, so table name type I am giving here in selection skill. Whatever the table name I am giving there, that